All right, video number 2. What is a rectangle? A rectangle is a parallelogram with 4 congruent right angles. So if all 4 of my corners here are right angles, then it's definitely a rectangle. Could also be a square, but we're not there yet. But it is definitely a rectangle. Okay. The diagonals of the rectangle are also congruent. So that means that this line that I just drew is the same length as this line. And then I think we all know this, but just making sure, this side is congruent to that side in a rectangle, and this side are the same in a rectangle. If you've ever found perimeter, you know that. The thing to note about a rectangle is that the diagonals make 4 isosceles triangles. Okay. So what that means is this side is congruent to that side. So there's your isosceles triangle. That side is congruent to that side. So that's another isosceles triangle and another isosceles triangle. That can help us solve for sides in a rectangle. For instance, this first example of ABCD, which is a rectangle, we want to find AC. So remember, we like to highlight what we're trying to find here. So if this is 10, we know that this is also 10. And 10 plus 10 is 20. Okay. Last example here. We're given a triangle, or we're given a rectangle, which means that our triangles are isosceles. So if I'm just looking at this first triangle here, if these sides are the same, then the angles across from them are the same. So that's 56 and that's 56. Okay. So if I'm thinking about the measure of angle 3, I'll do like I did in the last video and write down everything we're finding here first. For the measure of angle 3, I'm going to do 180 minus 56 minus 56, and that's going to give me 68 degrees. Again, pause, put that in your calculator or whatever. 68 degrees. Okay. The measure of angle 1 and that measure of 56 together have to be 90. So 90 minus 56 is 34 degrees. I would also know that this would have to be 34, so I can find the measure of angle 2 the same way, where I do 180 minus 34 minus 34, and that's going to give me 112 degrees. That's a big angle. It's an obtuse angle, which if I look at that, it does kind of look obtuse. And remember these two, when I say these two, so the triangle that we already covered and then this triangle are the same triangles. So meaning if that one's 56 degrees, this one is also 56 degrees. So now we have found all the measures for special things in rectangles.